Welcome back, everyone. Well, this little update here. Just assembling parts and pieces. Boy. Well, a pile of them, too.
Yes.
So, just finishing up on this jig mount. The strap right here will just get wrapped around the post. And then we'll have a corresponding one that comes off the aluminum one on the bull rail, and it'll just get bolted to that. This will be wrapped around in a U, so I'm just going to put a little weld there. Got the base all done on it. Turned out good, I think. Should be a nice compact arrangement. Super easy to install and uninstall. And meanwhile, just finishing up these. It's all welded out now. The big aluminum collars or washers or whatever you want to call them are on there. Last thing to do is just zap on the stainless washers on each side, and that's done. Meanwhile, Matt's got a pile of parts and pieces over yonder. So these are our mounts here, and of course this is what is going to go in there. So they're going to look something about like this. I'll probably tack these on here with a TIG welder, and then we'll take them down to the boat and test fit them, and then we'll just weld them up down there with the MIG welder. And we'll just lay 2 or 3 heavy beads around there, probably 3. I think that's what we did on our other ones, and they turned out real nice looking. And so that's essentially what it'll look like. This, of course, will be rotated 90 degrees and bolted to just the bulwarks up forward towards the bow.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the tab coming off of, it'll be a bigger one, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's the wrong one.
So the tab that will be off the actual forward stabilizer pole will go in like that. And this just allows it to rotate a little bit. As it goes in and out, it does change a little bit. We're going to have to put a little bit of a slip on the pipe, like a sleeve, I guess, and then pin it. I don't think there's any way to get around it. When it is up all the way, it's about 8 inches too long. So as it folds in, I guess the distance gets shorter and the pole ends up too long. So we're gonna have to make just like a sleeve, I think, where this lower part just sleeves into the pole above, and then we just pin it. I don't really see any other option.
Yeah, not without changing the mount for the main pole itself, because we can't lower the forward one any just due to its location up on the bulwarks on the bow.
Yeah, it just sticks it way out there, and it's just going to get crunched up at the dock, tying up at the plant or something like that. I think it also puts the pole would just hit the bulwark then too, because the whole tapering
that too.
in.
Right.
So it needs to be where it is.
Yep.
Before it was just cable, and they had like a loop, so they were able to, they had a pelican hook that they used to keep it tight when it was deployed, and then they'd drop that pelican hook, putting slack in the line when they tipped it in, and then that slack kind of comes out of it.
Yep.
So, is that right? Or vice versa? Anyways,
one way or the other.
It was cable before, so it was flexible. Now we don't have that flexibility. So we need to
accommodate with a slide, and
exactly
should work fine.
Yeah, so we got some 2.5 inch pipe that should have the right OD to sleeve over the 2-inch pipe, and then we'll just have a couple of pins when we put it out. Then we'll just pin it, and should be good to go. The forward stays are under most conditions are always under tension, so it'll be fine like that. And even if it is under some compression, it still won't matter. So the important thing is that it's always pulling back on those and its intention. So it's not going to hurt it to have a sleeve on it. It won't make it weak or anything. So yeah, this stuff's coming right along. Pretty happy with it. Excited to get it put on. It's been a lot of cutting and radiusing and grinding and welding and
Yeah.
kind of about had my fill of it now. Again.
Same. Yep.
Especially you made a lot of tabs.
We got guess 9 more of these to make. Is that right? 6 poles, 1 tab per side, so.
Too much.
Too much. I even verified with a little illustration here. We got the main pole going up, the first forestay going up, and then we'll have a support between the main pole and the stay, and then pad eye goes up to the very top of the pole.
Now we certainly could have just joined these two together and made them one continuous one, but that's an awful long reach at that point. So these are 29 foot from top to bottom, so this is going to be probably like 35 or 38
Yeah, it's
or
pretty
something.
long stretch.
So it's a pretty long stretch, so we figured this would be the best way to do it. I think this is probably down a little bit more
Yeah, it's not to
scale.
I guess.
Yeah, so this would
Probably
be
more around there, yeah.
a little bit more like that. So it should be really robust anyways. This will keep the center one, the short one, from flexing, which isn't really short, it's the same size. And then it'll just tie in right at the same point as this one. So got a lot of triangles in there. That's good. Should be strong. We'll find out.
Yep, we'll find out. What a glorious day be this.
It is just so beautiful. We've had a few nice days. It's just been sunny, a little windy, a couple of days. Today it's flat calm.
Today,
Actually down here getting some welding done.
yeah, today it's feeling like spring. It's even kind of cozy out, like probably high 30s, mid 30s.
We've pretty much had nothing but rain all winter long. We had about 4 days of below freezing here.
Yeah,
Just recently, this little tiny bit of snow, if you could call it that.
That's like the second snow we've had this year. The first one was about the same amount, less than an inch.
Absolutely no snow.
Yep.
At least down low. There's some up in the hills, the mountains, but not much. Yeah. So fall, spring, probably gonna start budding out all the trees and the salmonberry bushes, and then they're gonna freeze off when it gets cold. But anyways, we're just happy that it's sunny, it's dry, and we're able to weld, because that's what we need. So today we got the tabs welded up on this. Turned out pretty good.
This is its predecessor.
This
is the new and improved.
Yep. So this was nice because there was a really heavy support on the inside of the bulwarks already, so we were able to utilize that same bolt pattern. Just use some of these fat, skinny washers. Fat but smaller diameter, which was just perfect to allow us to get these welds on here and not have this plate any bigger than we needed. We wanted the space to be as big as possible for our ear here, so this is all ready to go. It's got stainless bushing there, stainless barrel and washers there. Same with this, stainless bushings. This aluminum will never tear out or wear out, so we're just ready to drop this in here, I guess. So put a little never seize on the shaft.
Never hurts to never seize.
Yeah, and I got a longer bolt. I trimmed off about 3/4 of an inch off the end of it, because I don't like long bolts sticking out looking ugly. But the reason I got a bigger bolt than necessary was of course I put it through already, but the shoulder, the smooth part, will be on the stainless there instead of the threads, which will just kind of chew on it over time. So just little things like that.
Yep, this part will pivot and it'll pull and rack as your fish are out. So
Yeah.
that's actually pretty important to not have that abrasion, or have it as smooth as possible here.
Yeah, just another thing to chew up and drop chunks everywhere, and
Yep.
just makes it nice. So be sure to use your never seize on stainless, or you will pay for it. I think it turned out good.
It really turned out good.
Yeah.
Some nice heavy welds on there. 3 passes.
3 passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. These are butt welds, so I wanted to make sure they were super good. This is just the same thing that we did with our knuckle. A stainless sleeve and washers on the end, and then there's an inner aluminum tube in here that this is butt welded to, this tab, and then an outer one that got a slice in it and sleeved over the top and then welded, and then 2 washers, aluminum washers that we just cut out of some material with a hole saw, and those are all welded in. So, and then I just took a few minutes to like radius this one out with the burring tool and shine it up because I felt like it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So this was all TIG welded, so I know I got really good welds in here. Really good penetration, and no cold starts and stuff like that like you get with MIG welding. And this one I just heated up real good with the torch, and yeah, after 3 passes that thing was pretty darn hot. So yeah, that's done, other than grabbing a wrench here to snug this up, and then I'll just pull these 2 out later after I get a little backing plate cut for the backside here. And yeah, so now Matt has got a ton of parts and pieces for me. I got a whole bucket of tabs that I need to start welding onto these pipes down here.
Yeah, so these will be our solid forestays. Basically, they'll come down well, where this one is. We didn't film it the other day, but we came down and figured out roughly our measurements, worked out a sleeve thing that we'll show you shortly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they'll be. That's what the forestay is. So yeah, a whole bunch of pieces. They'll be interconnected and should be nice and strong.
Yeah, so this one will have a tab up there somewhere, probably about midway on this. There'll be a tab coming out on both sides, and then another pole like this will bolt on the outside from that all the way to the top, and then there'll be an inner support going across to our main stabilizer pole. And that's going to give us a very rigid triangular type thing. We could have just gone with 1 pole, but it would have been probably about 42 foot long, I think.
Yeah, really long.
We're 30 feet right now, just the main stabilizer pole. And so then when you put this angle on here, it would have been like 40 or something. I don't know what the math is because I haven't pulled an angle off this and gone through all the trouble of learning how to figure that out. I'm not very good at calculus. So anyways, that's just a guesstimate, a rough guesstimate. Yeah, so a pretty long piece to not have any support in the middle. Most of the time this is under tension, but if we are backing up and the fish are in the water, it'll actually put these poles in compression and they'll want to bend inward. The ones on the fishtail do that. It's not really a big deal. But for a longer one, it might be.
Yeah, the pole, there's a lot more leverage there, and the fish they have a lot more surface area compared to the fishtail. So
we just want to make sure that this is super duper stout. We may end up keeping aft cable going back to like our hay rack when we got it on, and if we take that off or whatever, if we're maybe crab fishing or something, we could just pin it into the rail back there. But we'll see on that. I think we will keep a cable on there though, at least when we're doing this stuff, because it's not really in the way. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna get me a big wrench here and snug that up, and then I think it's time to do some more welding while it's nice out.
nice.
Very nice.
So yeah, these are the notches I have been cutting today. I'll go grab my tab. It's over here.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. So these are what I made in the shop at home. Same thing, stainless insert. And these will go into the pole thusly. Good interconnection just like that. And I made a couple of end plates for this 45 here, so that'll go in there. Get some good heavy welds all around. And yeah, it should be super stout. And
Kristen made us a 1-course gourmet meal.
whoa,
Look at that.
peanut butter and jelly.
Homemade bread. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Thanks, buddy. I'm starving.
Thanks, T.
Head chef here, struggling with cold peanut butter and thin bread.
Ooh.
Hey, homemade bread is stronger. This was store-bought stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's
We'll
true.
just be eating it with our fingers like globs. What a beautiful day. Well, that looks pretty stout. I give this a 98% chance of holding up.
Nice. Okay, folks. Well, we've been busy down here on the boat the last few days. We got all of our poles notched and stuff. I guess I showed you that. Dad started putting in the ears right here. Look pretty nice. Welds are pretty good, I think.
Pretty nice. Pretty good.
Yeah. So that's one pole. The other one is right here. That's the old ear on it. We just gotta cut it to length because that end's just gonna be a stub that goes into a socket up there off the other ear. But for now, we just got that a pad eye up there fitted, and Dad's currently welding it in. So that top one is just a hair out of reach for Dad, the top side of the tab. So we're gonna grab that line that's coming down and just list the emerald isle over just a hair.
Tie it off to that cleat. Yeah.
Bring this back.
And I'll hang on it over here.
Go over to the deck here.
That seems like a good recipe for success or disaster.
Yeah.
Fisherman with
We can't seem to go a day without being at least a little bit sketchy. That crow up there is being quite vocal. I guess he approves. More sketch.
Yeah, this is like less sketchy than trying to stand on this crow's nest. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, I could just pull that tight if you want, or not. Or you could just pull it, I guess. Give yourself to reach.
Is he ready? Hope so. Then coming his way.
Oh, he's ready. The nerve. The old stretch on that.
Right.
Alright, it's gonna be a little weird and awkward.
So we got our two Forestay long pieces mounted, and we're just about to connect this bottom one over here to the eye. So, yeah.
So hopefully it slips okay on the pipe. This one on the fishtail, it does the same thing, but you can see that this is quite a bit more floppy. So it's able to bend a little bit and then it straightens out when it goes out. But
Yeah.
the thicker pipe maybe not so much, especially this one is schedule 80, so it's pretty rigid. The other one's schedule 40, which isn't quite so rigid. But yeah.
Guess I'll have to chop this end off first with that eye.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Bolt our stub on,
Yeah.
and then we can line them up and cut it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll get shorter from there on. But at least that just gets us like kind of like close,
Right. Yep.
and then just lift it up, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Rightio.
Just on. There you go.
Yeah,
What do I do with that?
good.
Got your ratchet
Yes.
wrench. Okay, so we got our little stub with our eye on there, and get it installed.
Installation.
Hopefully without dropping any pieces. Bolt in or bolt out? Extra. I vote in. It might need trimmed.
He said I couldn't really hear him.
Bummer.
Oh, it won't work that way.
Nope. I mean, it would, but you got trim it. But also, Dad said the other way, because if the nut falls off, then at least the bolt kind of stays in,
Yeah.
I guess.
You need me to hold that.
Nope. So this is the same thing that Dad was doing up in the rigging.
What's that plastic spacer made from?
Oh, it's just a piece of cutting board.
We do like our cutting board plastic.
Yeah, our little cutting board spacers. Alright, that one's in. And now we can swing this one over to align with this and figure out how long that one needs to be, because it needs trimmed. Cool.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Trimmed. Check.
Okay, so now that we got this trimmed, we can get this sleeve in position on here and start to get this length finalized. So, what do we need to do? Would it be good just to put a bolt through this again? Maybe?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Let's use this one though, because it doesn't have that nub in there. And then we can slide it up all the way.
Uh-huh. Did that annoy you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it should at least work right now, yeah?
Yeah.
So there's a little gap because we're going to put an end cap on that. And let's see. So what did we figure here? We want about 8 inches on the top. That I guess doesn't really matter. Just come down, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. That might actually work. Question is, will it still slip in and out? And then next step is to get a couple of tabs put in this pole and our main pole. One will go through, get welded, and then that top pole can come down and bolt. So I think that's next, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What do we need to do? What's our next step?
Next step is just to, I guess, run this down and see that deploys, although it should. I mean, we did that the other time and it worked fine. So.
I guess it'd be good to double check that.
Yeah.
I think we should put a bolt in this, huh? I don't know if I have a tape measure anymore. But let's mark this at the top and get a bolt put through here so we can just pull it in and out without having to like hold it and actually not know if it works correctly. All this other stuff looks real good.
Yeah.
Like that.
I approve.
So I'm not even sure.
Just measure your other stub like this one.
Should I just don't grab your sweatshirt and wrap you up?
Be the drill press.
Be the drill press.
Right, I'll go grab a bolt.
I think I might have put that little one on the table.
Okay. All right, folks. We're just over here at the plant. I'm gonna hoist our pots off. May or may not work on them here at the plant. We'll just see what happens. We've been working on our stavy poles. This is actually the next day from that previous work video. Got one pole to go, but all the arms and pad eyes are welded in, aside from one, so good progress anyways. Got one pole to go. Just gotta get these off the deck, they're right in the way. So pull them off and get back to our stall, but tie up on the other side of the boat so we can work on this one.
We are now testing our pole.
Archie, buddy.
dang easy to put out compared to how it used to be. Look at that. Right. Alright, so just gonna give this stabilizer a test here. New improved with much stronger forestay. Ready? Here he goes. Nice. Yeah. Motor around, see how she does. Yeah. Just faintly see it down there. Yeah, looks like it just barely comes through on camera. Oh yeah, oh it totally comes through. Nice. It's because it's gel coated, so the white sticks out. Right. It was by design. Did it lock in? Doing a 1550 RPM, 7.9 knots with one fishing. So that's more RPMs than usual, but we're just kind of seeing, stress testing it, make sure everything's good. Pulled a couple of measurements between the base and the wheelhouse and up forward on the forestay. I don't know what Dad's measurement was, but about 5/16 it pushed in right here at that base plate. So we're gonna build a little leg that goes down to the deck, nice big backing plate, and that goes up to where the knuckle is there. So that was more of just a little stress test, make sure it performed fine. So we'll stop here, let the boat slow down, and then we'll double check that measurement here. So the boat stops down.
How much did it tip us?
So that's 17 right there.
What was it before?
16 and 5/16 below 17.
So it changed 5/16.
Yeah.
That's not much.
Not much, yeah. It changed about a 16th from the time you went that 1 RPM to 1550. So, yeah, not bad.
There's 7.9 knots. That's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's easy. This knife not much heavier. Probably don't get that tagline on there then.
Well, I kind of feel like we do want the tagline now.
Nice and easy.
Just for the simple fact that,
Oh, so we don't have to pull the pole in if we need to pull a fish in?
yeah.
Right.
But I think we almost need it up here.
Yeah. Maybe,
we could get
maybe
a-
it'd be okay if it slid on this, just a ring.
I say that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good test.
Yeah.
Landed in the cradle good, so that's nice.
And of course it's flat calm out here, so we can actually see if it works.
Yeah, there's not even like the little swells here, but that's okay.
Seems to sit good in the water, I guess. Seems to sit good in the water.
Drop it down a hair more. I think it's actually got a little bit too much down plane.
Yeah, maybe if we move it to that forward one. I just put it in with the one that was in before. So maybe if we
All that stuff just kind of got to be.
Yeah. Oh, now we've got a blue trimmed stabilizer fish. Now we've got blue trim on our white stabilizer fish.
A little
The racing
accent.
stripes. All right, well, we're gonna head back to the dock, park in there on our port side, and start on our other stabilizer pole.
Great.
Yay! Nice having those done.
Yeah. But back to our stall we go.
All right, so I'm up here on the fishtail top house. I'm just cutting these slots here, and that's where these pad eyes go in. We fabricate it at home in the shop, so they go in like this. It actually goes on the front side. So I got this slot cut last night. It got dark, so I got one more to cut over here, and that'll be this mid one like we have over there, and we can get this front shot down there to the hinge right there and get the other ones lined out. I'm gonna get this other slot cut. This top tube is a real pain. It's schedule 120. For some reason they use that up here. It wasn't the same on the other side. It was just regular schedule 80. But yeah, so it's taking a little longer than it should, but it's fine. What do you think?
I don't know. I think our nice spell of weather is over, and it's back to rain.
Yeah,
To rainy Kodiak.
now all of a sudden it's feeling like that early spring, like cool / wet weather.
Mm-hmm. It really did feel like springish the other day.
Yeah.
Yesterday, day before.
It was
Beautiful.
nice and sunny. We've been chipping away down here on the boat for the last 10 days or so, but it's paid off. Obviously, we've got our side stays on. We'll go up in front of the boat here. We're spun around right now for the port side pole here. So we got them pretty much wrapped up. We've just got this sleeve here to weld in right there. Punch a couple holes in it, do some plug welds into the stub above it, which comes down to around here, like around 9 inches of socket. So do that once the weather turns around again. Then when we go out into the harbor area, we can tip it out and get the placement for the pin holes to pin it in when it's deployed. So yeah, those poles look good. Pretty happy with how they turned out. We're listing pretty far port right now. We pulled off the starboard tank, fuel tank for our crab trip, so we haven't refueled yet. So we're listing over to the port side, which is kind of annoying, but I guess in this case it actually works out because it makes it a little more comfortable to climb on and off the boat when we're parked this way. So, yeah, I guess we're gonna pack some stuff home and do some homework today now that our nice weather is going away. Get our jigger mounts and our ballast boxes done for the sodiums up there. And I've been rehabbing an old jig motor that'll get a 5th machine online, and maybe I'll start working on another one so that we can have 6 machines and we'll be going full bore for some cod and rockfish. So anyways, we'll bring you guys back here after a while, and yeah, I guess until then, see ya.